Hey guys, what's up? Toboloco here, and today we're doing a little bit of a different video. It's going to be one of those talking about something videos again. You know, some of you like this kind of video, some of you don't. I respect that. You like what you like, gameplays or these sitting down and talking videos sort of thing. But anyway, I don't really do it a lot, but I figured I'd do it again because I really wanted to talk about something a little bit different. I just wanted to talk about why the new Fifas are bad, but not in the way that you see them evidently as bad, with like the scripting issues and the gameplay issues and stuff like that. I want to talk about a slightly deeper root of it, I guess, especially for the older audiences watching, because they probably resonate with me, and it happens with a lot of things in life in general, but FIFA definitely, it could be used as a case study here, I guess. I don't know how this video is going to pan out or not, but I'm going to give it my best shot. So this is going to be why we think FIFA is bad, the new ones, because of nostalgia. This is more of a personal sort of view on it, and you know, I played the older Fifas, played the newer Fifas, so I can kind of give you a good understanding of how I look at it. So obviously there's a lot of YouTubers, content creators, anybody out there, even just some random people on Twitter, they just go, I hate FIFA 21, or I hate FIFA 20 in the past, or 19 or 18, you know, like all these people saying like, oh, these games are so bad because of this, that and the other, like the scripting issues, stuff like that. You can go into a completely different video about that. I'm going to go into it and why it's perceived as bad. You can use all those issues and you can put those aside just for a second. Okay, so I'm 29 years old, okay? I've been through a lot of Fifas in my life, a lot of Fifas. Probably around about, I'd say about 16 of them, from FIFA 04 all the way until now, 21 I guess. I skipped a few of them, but yeah, here I am now with 21. So when you start off with these games, you're a child pretty much, or a teenager going into FIFA. You don't know anything about how these games work really. You just play them and you enjoy them. You play them and enjoy them because you just wanted to play football, didn't you? You just wanted to play football. Like, I started off with FIFA 04 and I went to 5, 6 and 7. They were the golden era for me, or well, I would say the golden era actually is from 06 right away up until maybe 14, 15, and that's when it started to decline for me, because back then I was just playing it for fun. I was doing multiple career modes, going right into the end of like the whole like season mode, like doing 15 seasons with Yeovil Town, literally buying as many players as I could, getting into the Premier League, getting into the Champions League. I found it so much fun just to sit there and play it for fun. And you go online head to head with your friends or other random people online, and you don't even have a clue about how the game worked, or this like scripting stuff or any of that sort of stuff. Or there was no FUT Champions, there was no Ultimate Team or anything like that really. I mean, Ultimate Team came into popularity around about 2010, 11ish, I seem to remember anyway. When you play those games, you're playing with mates, you're playing with like certain people, I don't know, your mates, friends, whatever, parents, I don't know, your brother, your sister, and you're creating memories on those games. And this is what I found with FIFA personally. You're creating memories on those games that will always last because you're younger, and when you reflect on stuff when you're younger, it always seems better. I'll give another example of a different game. I personally think that Call of Duty was way better back then than it is now. Apart from Modern Warfare that came out last year or the year before with Warzone as well, that was pretty good. I like that because that went back to the kind of the roots sort of thing. But like Call of Duty 4 and then Modern Warfare 2, like those games are like the OGs because they were developed well, that's why. But also the memories you had on those games in the lobbies and in the matches and stuff. You pull off like a sick sniper shot, you show your friends at school sort of thing, you know, stuff like that. It's all about the nostalgia feeling of it. You score a banger on FIFA 07 against your friend, that'll stick with it forever. Or like on FIFA 10 or something, you score a screamer against some random guy online, he starts yelling at you, he starts sort of like sending you messages through the old Xbox party system. You'll never ever forget stuff like that. Whereas now, like, okay, FIFA 20 or 21, you can still make those memories. Of course you can, especially if you're younger, because these games are basically your FIFA 06, 7 and 8, but mine, for me, because I'm older, it's basically the end of my FIFA experiences. I doubt I'll be playing FIFA for into my 40s or something. Put aside all the obvious issues with FIFA and just play it and sit down with it. And I've been doing career mode on FIFA 21 recently. I just picked that up. I did because I got it for free, so that kind of helped. I didn't have to spend any money for it. I literally just did a career mode with West Brom. I was like, I'd give it a go on the hardest difficulty. How far can I go with West Brom? Finished second in the Premier League, just 2 points behind Liverpool or something like that. Then the next season, I was like, yeah, I'll try it. And I had a massive budget waiting for me. I was like, I wonder if I can sign Ronaldo. And I got him. I literally got him. And I was like, wow. These are the it kind of hit that nostalgia factor for me, because I used to do that back in FIFA 08 and 9. I used to sign like Gerrard and Lampard for like Yeovil when I hit the Premier League and stuff like that. And I was like, it kind of got me in my head there. I was like, ooh, this is what I used to do, so I'm enjoying this now. Whereas when I was playing Foot Champions in FIFA 19, 20, I didn't really enjoy it. Not because of the obvious issues of it's broken, pretty much, but I was creating memories on it, but I wasn't creating good memories on it, and therefore it soured my experience on FIFA. If you really look at all the FIFAs that have gone through, you can complain about the new ones like FIFA 21, FIFA 20 or whatever, but if you go back through the catalogue of games, there's all these games have different flaws with them, but we never picked them out that much because we're having fun with it. FIFA 04 had a exploitive free kick system. You just literally down spin it into the corner, top corner of the goal, and it will go straight in every single time. FIFA 06, it felt like you're locked to a grid pretty much. Like on FIFA 06, 7 and 8, you felt like you were locked to a grid, especially on the Euro 2008 game and the World Cup 06 game. Then you had FIFA 12 with the sweaty goals and stuff like that with Barber and Dumbia and Gervinho and whatever, but that was low-key fun. It was actually fun to do that. It was an exploit, and people probably moaned about it, but it was fun. It was fun to do it. Whereas now, if you find an exploit in the game, it's considered BS, game breaking, hate the game sort of thing. Every single one of these games had a flaw somewhere, but we just don't remember it because of nostalgia. I feel anyway. Going back to another game, Halo. I used to play Halo 3 all the time after school. Literally, I'd do my homework and then I just blitz Halo 3 multiplayer because A, it was a good developed game and a very good multiplayer. Very solid, but B, I was making memories with the friends I had online. All my friends would come online, we'd sit down for hours and just play the shit out of Halo, all of it. But now we wouldn't do that because A, Halo isn't as good as it used to be, and B, we don't have enough time to do that anymore. We're adults sort of thing. And it's the same with FIFA. I play loads of FIFA back then, but now I don't really play it that much. I only really play it for the YouTube channel. I mean, another point as well, why do I keep playing the World Cup games? Loads of people keep asking me that. It's nostalgia, but it's also the fact that those tournament games were linked with the tournaments, and those tournaments I remember because I actually sat down and watched them through and through from the group stage to the end. And once you sort of watch the match, you go to the game and go, I'm going to recreate that match, or I'm going to do my own Euros. It gives you a little bit of motivation. It pushes you to sort of go, yeah, I'll play that game again. The 2010 World Cup game, I remember that World Cup so well. It's much like 2018 was a good World Cup as well, but the game wasn't good for the tournament. The tournament was great. It was a great tournament, but the game wasn't that great, and I didn't enjoy it that much compared to the older ones where I can play it today, obviously, like I do most of the time, and still really enjoy it. I mean, don't get me wrong, I personally do enjoy the new FIFAs when I'm playing on my own on career mode. I think that's probably the line. I think that's sort of the line with me. But if ever like I played online, I just wouldn't enjoy it. Not because the fact that someone would destroy me online or whatever, but it's just the fact that the online memories I had with old FIFAs and the career mode on FIFA when I did with like Yeovil and all these other teams and that, they were way better than what I'm experiencing now. You know, maybe I was just blind to the fact that there were issues on the game or whatever. I mean, but like for me, it was the nostalgic fact of it. And I hope that I've got my point across in this video. I kind of hope I have. I'm not very good at explaining things too well, but if you kind of get what I mean, you'll know. Especially in the older audience, maybe not sort of like the younger ones, sort of like your sort of like 12-year-olds to maybe 19-year-olds. I don't think you'll really get it unless you've actually played the older ones. If you go back and play it now, when you're sort of 14, 15, you think, this isn't very good. Like, they had to play with this sort of thing, but that was our thing. That was our thing. It's kind of like what your parents say, like, oh, the olden days were better than the days you have now. Even though the days we have now, we have like phones, computers, laptops and stuff. But the fact is, your parents are just talking about the memories they had back then. And this is kind of like what we say. Most of the time, when FIFA YouTubers moan about FIFA, okay, they are moaning about the mechanics and the physical aspect of the game sometimes. And yes, I do agree with them most of the time that the game is a little bit BS. But they are also basing it on the past, on what past FIFAs used to be like. Oh, I used to love this FIFA. Why can't this FIFA be like this? And it's because you're basing it on the past. And back then, you would have said that game was bad because you didn't have any nostalgia for it. And now you do have nostalgia for it. Then you're saying, hey, like, I want that game back. So I don't know. I'm just trying to put a point across, a different point of view. I don't know if I explained it very well, but anyway, if you did like this video, then give it a like and subscribe. Keep it loco as always, and I'll see you again for the next video.